Hello everybody, it's me, it's Andy, Decayed Andy. And that's him, that's Mikey. Hello Mikey, that's G-Wolf-V3, the sexual hurricane himself.
Please stay indoors at all times when I pass through your town.
Oh,
Do not
no.
be sucked into the sexual hurricane.
Oh no, it's a Factor 5 Mikey sexual hurricane. That would be, do you remember the beginning of Twister? With like where the dad sucked out into the hurricane. Imagine it was, I like the idea that the hurricane is just, it's not, like, it's still a hurricane, right? But to be you, it would be your voice. Your voice would be the thing sucking people away, and you would be describing, like, the horrible nature of animals and stuff like that. And he's got, like, tears running down his face saying, I don't need to know why red pandas are actually awful creatures. And the dog's like, no, Daddy, ignore him. Stay away from the red panda rape.
As the cow flies by. Kill more people than many other animals. Cows kill more people than sharks.
Oh my god. I always think that statistic's kind of interesting because it's like you're more likely to run into a cow than you are a shark, generally speaking. So the odds would be higher that you'd die to a cow than a shark.
Yep.
Or do they do the listings based on the actual encounters? So a 1-for-1 encounter. So out of 100 encounters with cows, are you more likely to die than 100 encounters with sharks, rather than in a general sense, because it's a bigger base?
What they do basically, like, okay, how many deaths can we attribute to sharks or cows in a year?
You mean pin it on them?
Yeah, so it's a case of, like, who can we pin down and say this was a cow, this was a shark, and then they say, like, okay, this is 10 sharks and 50 cows. Like, I know it's like how many shark deaths a year. I think it's less than one.
Probably. Definitely in the UK, it's be like one.
Okay, a very high year there was 9 globally.
All right. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it is bad for them.
Yeah, so 70 attacks and 9... Well, attacks might be the right word, but 9 deaths, okay? Now,
okay.
Ow.
Also, are there more cows in the world than sharks? That would attack people, I mean.
Oh, many more.
Yeah.
Cows kill 22 people a year.
To be fair, the cows are just getting us back for killing them, so I think it's all fair.
Yeah, it says here, like, first thing it says here, like, cows kill 36 million, humans kill 36 million cows a year.
Cows kill 36 million people a year. God damn, the cows are coming for us. That's a good amount if the cows were able to turn the table on us like that.
Oh, global cow slaughter statistics. What do we got here?
I do like
this is from
delicious
a
cow.
few years ago. Faunalytics. This is from, like, animal rights stats, which will be somewhat biased.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 36. It was 36 million in America. Globally, it was over 300 million.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Sense.
I think there's a few billion cows.
Yeah, well, people like cow. They're a pretty delicious animal, I will say. They're not as delicious as the humble chicken, but I don't know.
Like 4% of all life on Earth is wild. There are 1.5 billion cows on Earth.
I thought you were going to say 4% of life on Earth are cows.
No, more than 4% of life on Earth are cows.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that's a lot of cows. Well, even 4% of people on of living things on Earth, that's a lot of cows. Even so, kind of interesting. I think so. People. Here's the thing, Mikey. You like delicious, tasty cow flesh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if you were instructed how and you were in a proper abattoir and stuff like that, do you think you could kill the cow? I think I could, as long as I was, like, told this is what you do.
Depends on the cow.
Do it. Depends on the cow.
I mean,
does it?
How do I feel about the cow as a person?
Is it a political belief kind of thing, like religion? Like, I don't really like this cow's religion.
Is it like
the cow's a dick? Is it the Hitler of cows?
Here, kill this cow, and it's like a really adorable. But or is it like a really adorable cow that's also like at the same time like it's just writing a dissertation on how cancer is bad.
Oh,
like,
wow.
am I killing that cow or am I killing the Hitler cow? Those are two different cows.
So you want to know if you're going to kill the Albert Einstein of cows?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
how will their species be affected by this loss?
I mean, it's not the exact same reason. I wouldn't feel happy killing like an otunga to eat it or a gorilla to eat it because they're a little too close to people. Have people eaten like gorillas and stuff like that? Like, what does a gorilla taste like?
Well, it's one of the theories of how AIDS. It was one of the theory about how AIDS entered the human disease pool.
Because we ate a gorilla.
We ate primates.
Oh my god!
And it was a primate disease, and then the theory is that we basically were eating monkeys or apes or something, and then it got into the food supply, and then it's an STD. So we ST a lot more than apes do because they live in an isolated population. So it spread globally pretty quick.
So what you're telling me is because the apes knew they couldn't beat us on a technological level, they used a biological weapon to get us. Wow.
Basically.
Crafty apes. Human work. Human
How
work.
am I not doing my own nature documentaries?
Is this one of your ideas for a random show? Because I saw on Twitter you were like, I need to do random podcasts, and I was like, you don't have time to do these things. Get out of here.
I have ideas. I have random ideas.
Yeah, lots of good ideas.
But I have random ideas.
You have lots of good ideas. You just don't have the time to implement them. You like Gruff.
That's right.
He has so many things he wants to do, and then none of the time to do it.
He made the mistake of breeding.
That is true. I don't think Abby gave him a choice, though, to be fair.
Oh, Jesus.
It's happening.
Just grabbed him. We will breed.
Hound streaming is here. Living around cows, they are nice. Mikey, you kind of live in the countryside. Well, you lived around.
I disagree. I disagree. I think cows are assholes. To be
honest. Surely it depends on the cow, right?
It might depend on the cow, but I have had to dive over fences one too many times to believe that cows are nice.
Have you got? Is this because you've gone like cow tipping or something, Mikey? Is this the reason?
Yeah, like, okay, I'm going to take a shortcut through this field. La 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 la, woof, and they're all behind you.
Well, at least the farmer's not coming out with a shotgun. Get off my fucking land.
He could have saved me from the. He could have saved me from the cow.
I like the idea that the farmer's coming out. Boy, what are you doing on this land? It's like, no, sir, don't shoot me. It's like, no, this isn't for you. It's for them. And you turn around and the cows are all just looking at you. Like the idea of that. Some are dicks. Some are just stupid giant dogs who I want food. Who is want food, maybe? Who want food?
I thought you were saying who I want to be food. I was just like, oh, right, we're going down that road again.
Yarp.
You're adorable. Licking the cow. Like, the cow's licking you because it's affectionate, and you're just, like, weirdly licking the cow, but you're not making eye contact when you're doing it.
Wouldn't it be worse if you were, like licking it on the side of the head so your eye and its eye were just, like, locked as you're just licking the side of its face? Oh, you're going to be a delicious meal someday, Betsy. Come here.
I love you, cow. Taste the veal.
You make milk for my cereal in the morning, direct from the teat. That would be pretty weird, wouldn't it? You can't have milk direct from the teat, can you? It has to be processed,
well, you
right?
can. It's just you have a higher chance of getting sick.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I've had it.
I bet you have, you fucking sicko.
My uncle used to give us fresh milk all the time.
Your uncle's just like, go on, get sick, you bitch. Oh, I didn't get ill this time. Fuck. Next time I'll get you. I'll get you next time.
I never said we were close.
I want your farmer's land. Once you're out the way, Mikey, I'll own it. Shall we start pooping, Mr. Mikey, talking about Transformers?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is special for the YouTube. We should probably mention that technically, because we do the streaming, they get a little bit extra sometimes of us just talking about nothing. Cows, you get to hear about cows this week.
Which is so different from what you hear when we talk on the show.
Yeah, where it's very on topic, very professional. We're the best around. All right.
Transformers.
Transformers. All right, let me hit the music, baby. Let's go.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm joined this week by the man who milks. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey.
That sounds like the start of a porn movie.
It's the man who milks. Oh, that could be a countryside porno, couldn't it? Yeah. Oh, please, I can't milk my cow. Don't worry, my dear. I can milk the cow. Then you...
I just realized it'll be like some British-made parody of Jeremy Clarkson's Farm.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. Oh man. Who's the really
dress up as Jeremy Clarkson?
No, what's the name of the really, isn't there like a really popular male porn star who's like been in a load of memes at one point? Chat, you know memes. Yeah, and then you can just call it his farm. I'm sure there was a meme porn dude actor at one point who's in a load of memes.
I mean, I'm sure there's been one or two, but
gosh, yeah, because I'm sure it's like, this is a doctor, he's gonna look after you, and if the joke was, if you know, you know, but you know. How you doing?
I would like to see your medical degree, please.
He has a doctorate in sexonology.
That is not a doctorate, sir. I would like to leave this surgery, please.
I don't know. I think some universities...
Why is the door locked?
Some universities might be desperate enough to do sexology as a degree course, I would believe.
I know there are ones. I know you can get a doctorate in sex.
Oh my god.
That is a real thing.
Not like the physical act of sex, or like an actual medical field. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why? Is this where we're... Do we need degrees to become porn stars now? Is this where we're at?
I think it's more porn stars who want a degree.
I want a degree. I'll have it in sex, please.
No, like, I know there was one 90s porn star. What was her name? Because she was on a lot of documentaries in like the early 2000s. Asia something. And she, like... It was like... Oh, she does porn. Also, she's in Mensa.
Yeah.
And her whole thing was just like, yeah, no, I had no troubles growing up. I just wanted to do porn.
It's easy.
I'm way smarter than you. Stop interviewing me, fool. My brain is too massive for your questions.
Yeah, if that's the case, that's actually kind of sad, because she could have done something useful. It's like it seems like wasted talent. Yeah, she could have cured cancer. I don't know. And she's like, no, I'll have sex. Like, oh, that's sad. I think. Maybe,
you might as well enjoy your job.
I guess, but it feels like a waste, Again, we talked about him earlier. Be like Albert Einstein. If Albert Einstein became a sex worker, it'd be like, oh, well, that's a bit of a bummer that we missed out on all of his things and the cool picture of him with his tongue out. He had a big tongue. He could have made it.
We nearly did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We nearly did. If they hadn't listened to it, if his parents hadn't said, let him, go off and do something else. Just like, go. No, son, you'll go to the patent office. You'll go there and you'll focus on signing pieces of paper. But Daddy, I want to do maths. Slaps him across the head. Maths has no place in this house.
There won't be a mathematic whore in my roof, under my roof. No, Daddy, why? 1 plus
Daddy,
1
I
is
just want
2.
To count.
Oh my god.
1 plus 1 is unknowable.
Oh my god. But it is knowable. You have one thing and you have one more thing. You have 2 things.
Ollie on Hololive's Ollie did like a very detailed stream on why 1 plus 1 is 2 for like 3 hours, because she's like some sort of maths genius.
Oh, okay. Maybe she should help Henya, because someone sent Henya a question of what weighs more, a kilogram of feathers or a kilogram of steel, and it's like, oh no, she doesn't get it. No,
she's a genius. It says so.
It's the saddest nickname they've ever given to anybody. It's like, oh God, why?
Total genius.
She's the guru of Vishojo.
Oh God.
What? Yeah. Oh man, poor guru. We're here to talk about Transformers today. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Hee. We're going to start off this week looking at the first look at the Cinemark Transformers. Apparently, Cinemark is a thing. That's probably an American thing. Rise of the Beast Poopcorn Bucket, or in quotations, Popcorn Bucket. I do like to say poopcorn because it's quote unquote funny. My eyes, because poo is funny. So, this little popcorn bucket will be an amazing thing as the eyes will light up and you can peel back Optimus Prime's little hat thing and do your own Hannibal Lecter and eat his brains if his brains were popcorn. Well, you know, why wouldn't you? If the image or the thumbnail for the show was going to be the scene from Hannibal where Hannibal's taking the top off the dude's head and he's like taking his brain out and feeding it to him, but the image quality for this head, the popcorn bucket, wasn't good enough. Otherwise, you would have got that. Because I thought that would have been funny. At least it amused me, at least. So, Mikey, yeah, you come across to me as a man who eats popcorn by the gallon. Do you eat popcorn by gallons?
Yes, every moment of every day.
Yeah, they call you Mikey the Popcorn Man.
Fully buttered.
Yep. You also kill people by putting them in the microwave.
Every office.
A giant microwave.
With this on their head.
Yeah, well, there you go. Would you feast upon an Optimus... Well, will you feast upon an Optimus Prime head when you go to see Rise of the Beast in cinemas some point this year, whenever it is?
For free. Because I'm not paying, because I've got a voucher.
I have to pay.
He's got a guitar in his head.
What?
I'm looking at his crest and it's just got guitar strings.
Oh, the big gray bit.
It.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't help that they've got the little horizontal lines going across, which I don't know what the technical term is for that on a guitar, but I know it's there for a reason to help with sound.
Yeah, and honestly, because in the movie, at least from what like the trailer I've seen, because I haven't watched the TV spots or anything.
No, that's why we're not covering any of them today, because there are loads of trailers now. I'm like, I don't care. We'll see.
Oh my god! The days of me looking for 12 seconds of extra footage spread over 20 trailers they're gone.
No.
But like his mask is overly detailed, but it's all on one level. Here, they're indented, and it's giving me tryptophobia.
Oh no!
It looks like something's been eating him. Not possibly. That's how it happened.
For those not aware, Mikey, because I'm sure there are people that won't be aware. What is tryptophobia? I know of it from Junji Ito.
Very, very simple definition is the fear of holes.
Yeah.
Usually in the context of living things.
People. And you can get diseases where you just get random holes in yourself. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah,
it's like a viral infection, isn't it? Or something weird like that?
Yeah. It's a necrotizing fasciitis, I think, some form of necrotizing bacteria or virus or something.
It's real fucking freaky if you've seen pictures of it. You're like, oh, God. What? Why?
You could just put your finger right in and go, what?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
It's rude. Person was probably like, sir, do not put your finger in my hole. I don't know you well enough.
Yeah, please stop fingering me.
I think I can live without. I think I can live without this, I'll be completely honest.
Tryptophobia or the Optimus Prime popcorn bucket?
Either or.
Okay, that's fair. I can understand that. Yeah. I don't see a price for this thing. At least I didn't when I looked at the story.
Too much.
Probably. You can get 20. All it says is there are 24 of these per case, so there's going to be 1 or 2 of them. If Tub does not arrive by Wednesday, the 24th of... Oh, so in a few days' time, apparently this is out in places.
Oh, cool.
If you read that backwards, the correct way it should be. So these, I guess, I don't know if they're going to be available, but they're going to be shipping to retailers or wherever you can buy these from. Not too long, I suppose. But yeah, there you go. Popcorn head bucket. You want it? You got it. Mikey, what next?
Dr. Wu is back with some more repaints. In this case, it is a repaint of the G1 Ramjet that we saw a few weeks ago. into Propel and Elegy,
Are these
which
new?
are Thrust and Dirge in Shattered Glass colors.
Really? Is this what it is?
Not a clue. Never seen Shattered Glass, Thrust, or Dirge.
No, not me.
But it is a I know like acid not acid storm, Thrust in Bumblebee's a cone head, so maybe that's it. But he's green and the other one is yellow. Like I said, I know nothing about the cone heads in Shattered Glass, but hey, there's not a ton to say new about these from my perspective, just because we've talked about this mold twice in the last 2 weeks. I think it looks cute and dinky, and it's hitting the neon at least. What's your thoughts, Andy?
Well, the question I have is this meant to be going for the quote unquote Rainmaker's color scheme? Is that what they're trying to give these guys? Like the Sunstorm and Acid Rain kind of vibe?
Not a clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I like
completely honest.
Color-wise, they're kind of not very interesting. Again, because it's just Shattered Glass. It's lazy in my opinion. But I can't imagine this will sell well as a set.
Dirge is colored after Okay, I found a reference to Dirge. Dirge is colored after Beast Wars Second Thrust.
Oh. I mean, he's yellow and gray, so I guess that's right.
Somewhat.
Yeah, it feels a bit of a stretch because the cockpit.
Why isn't
the cockpit's not right? Because his cockpit was like pink or like reddy pink, wasn't it?
And there is no official Shattered Glass Thrust.
No.
So maybe it is supposed to be the Movieverse one.
Maybe? I don't know. It's not great. I put it in here because I thought it was interesting that it's like, hey, here's a weird color scheme. But I wouldn't say it's very cool. Desperately. Again, like I say, this'll.
No,
if you want this, you could probably get this on sale without too much faff. I think. I might be wrong. I don't think you need to rush.
Hey, I think it'll be there. But since that was nice and quick, I'll do this one as well. New Age Core Scene Series. So I haven't heard of this. This is set D. I haven't seen set A to B, have I?
No.
So these are action bases. In this case, it is the Volcano base, which is the back end of the arc, sticking out of some rocks. Looks to be scaled to the New Age action figures. It will have an opening gate that comes with rotation of some sort. The jet burners rotate. You'll have a pre-order gift, which I'm guessing is some sort of like New Age Optimus Prime. There's going to be 2,603 of these produced. It's going to be 60 by 26 by 36 centimeters. I get it. You turn the thruster in the middle and it opens and closes the door.
That's fun.
Wow. Okay, and the extra is going to be a Scanning David, which is going to be a blue Optimus. Cool. We don't have any prices for this, but I'm suspecting it's going to be high.
Yeah, just because of the size of it, right? It has to be reasonably. It's not going to be like 60 quid. Like, no way. It's going to be like 150, I would guess.
Yeah, minimum, I'd say, to be completely honest.
Yeah. I'll say that I think it's interesting. This is made with Lego though, right? So it's going to look different when it's all done, right?
Is it?
Well, yeah, literally it's made out of Lego.
Bricks. Oh, I thought it was 2,603 copies, but it's actual Lego. It's bricks.
Yeah. See, I thought the bricks
That's weird.
I thought the bricks might have been like, for a prototype, like this is the basic image, this is what it's going to look like, and then we'll make it look normal. Yeah. It's going
to be way more than this. Is going to be like $200 if it's bricks.
I don't know why you do building bricks.
I don't know, but bricks are a very people who buy bricks are not subtle about what they require from a brick building toy.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Lego's made a staple of like where the king brick builders, and they're the best for a reason because they're very, very good. And remember Creo? Creo existed.
I think the problem is, like Lego said, it's so high there is no middle ground. There's either terrible or Lego.
There is a middle ground. It's Mega Bloks. Mega Bloks is kind of the middle ground of like it does some interesting things, but it's not nearly as good. Not really. I've had a few Mega Block sets, and they don't feel like they don't feel like Lego. You know, sorry to be a Lego simp, but you know they're the best for a reason. Fucking Belgians. It is Belgium, right? No, Denmark. Denmarkians. Danish. There it is.
All I'm hearing is sucking up to the big Lego.
Big Lego simp Andy. That's me, baby. If they want to send me free things, I'll take it because their shit is always expensive. Their stuff's pricey.
Yeah.
But there's quality behind it, so I can't complain too much. But translucent Optimus Prime scanning thing. Okay, that wouldn't be the seller for me, to be fair. But I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Like you said, I don't recall seeing sets A through C. This is the first set we've seen, as far as I know. Maybe this is the first one they're releasing. It's the first one, quote unquote, done. Maybe they'll release the other ones later, or maybe this is just slid on by and we just haven't noticed. I don't know. Is that all you got to say here, Mikey, on Brickos?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, let us move on to Japan. Japan is doing exclusive figures. These figures are, what are they? I think they're being released as like the HMV and Books website, which I have no idea what that's about. These toys are coming out January 4th of 2024, so that's next year if you're wondering. The toys in question are the SSEX Nemesis Prime, which is a redo of a Studio Series Optimus Prime Bumblebee figure. Feels like there's 100 of these already. And the other one is the Kingdom KD-EX Burning Primal, which is obviously Optimus Primal, but in his very special translucent red and gold colors from that one time he did the thing. Which is he's probably the more interesting one, I would say, but he is translucent plastic, concerning as always. And he, you know, let's not kid ourselves. It's not a pretty figure, is it?
It's never been a pretty version. It's an interesting gimmicky thing, but it, like Flash Lego Convoy always looked better. This was, and like we've never even had the green Lego Convoy.
No, we have. It was a lucky draw figure. We've had it as a lucky draw.
Oh
That's
my god.
I think.
I mean, the Nemesis is just a Nemesis. Like we've seen it. What do you say about a Nemesis in the year of our Lord 2023? But Burning looks fun. I just don't find him very exciting. I find the way to get him is weird. It's like you have to buy the. You've got two options between now and August 3rd. You buy a ticket to the movie from this vendor and get a figure, which you'll get in 2024, or you can pre-order them from HMV and Books. Which means, and the thing is, the first one is $10 dearer than your other option. But apparently, only Burning Convoy is going to be available on HMV and Books. If you want Nemesis, you have to go through the ticket buying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the prices aren't insane for these kind of exclusives, but I'd also say, like, boy howdy, I would not want to be on the aftermarket for these two.
Yeah, if you wondered, the price of I guess Nemesis is the more expensive one. I'm assuming, right? He is $53 when you convert it, and Primal is $43. Like you said, Mikey, one's 10 dearer than the other for what? Oh, it's because one Studio Series, Mikey. That's why.
Oh God.
That's more than likely the reason, though, right?
No,
No,
I think it's because you have
boy.
to get the ticket with it. I think you pay for the figure and the ticket.
No, I think it's because it's a studio
It's not like
series.
you get the. I mean, I think it would be funny, but I mean, it was kind of like these kind of things. I kind of want like, okay, you buy something and here's your promotional award. Like you buy the figure and here's a free ticket would make more sense to me, rather than buy a ticket and buy the figure. Like it's a weird promotion in my mind. I think it will. I think it will sell, but it's all. Do you know what? It's always weird for me when they do these kind of things in Japan, which has such a smaller Transformers collector market.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's basically just like kids and Keita and Memiya.
Oh.
It just bursts in and just like, I need all of these. Sir, please, we need to sell some to the children. I will put you in Trigger and I will kill you. You will what? You will appear on a Trigger production.
Yeah, Transformers in Japan's been weird for years. It just doesn't
Well, like, I know
make
why.
sense.
I know why. Part of it is that Transformers has bad guy characters, which obviously doesn't sell. But from the early days, it was less so in the 90s where it was kind of a bit more like standard Japanese robot adaptation stuff, like Goofy in a lot of places, aiming a bit younger, but you know. But in the 90s with Beast Wars, they got this fella, the guy who came up with the gag version of Beast Wars. So he targeted the show super young, and he has been in charge of every single adaptation of Transformers that's not the movies since then.
Right.
Which means and he has not adjusted how he does it.
Wow.
Like animated was goofier, Prime was much goofier, Cyberverse was goofier, and it means like it's in Japan. It's much more strongly associated with those really young collector markets, which means that like there's nostalgia for G1 characters or, you know, Star Saber or something like that. There's a lot less in the way of nostalgia for 90s stuff. And like there's one Japanese fan who's like made it his business to try and get the American versions brought over subbed. Oh. And he like hates the guy. He absolutely hates the guy who translates them. Like he wrote a book explaining how he ruined Transformers.
To be fair, I would be annoyed as well. It's like the One Piece 4 Kids dub, right? Just the other way around for the other country. Or Mass Rider, right? Yeah, it's just the Japanese equivalent. It's like, oh my god, what did you do to the thing?
I think it's interesting that in, I'd say, the last 5 years, you've seen like enough of a Japanese nostalgia market for stuff like the Flame toys and stuff to get off the ground.
Yeah,
but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you think about things. Shall we move on, Mikey? Do you have anything else to say on these two boys, these lads?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Then what's next?
We have Super 7 have revealed the reaction figures for Beast Woes. So these are Wave 7. Woes. So these are Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Dinobot, Megatron, and Black Arachnia. So these are non-posable, small little like desk figures. I saw some during the week actually for the G1 ones. I mean, they look fairly well done for what they are. Also saw all of Wave 1 of Super 7's Transformers, and I'm really hoping that they take because I know they would have had Wave 2 and maybe Wave 3 out by now, but they said they were going back and redesigning a lot of the engineering.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they're so delayed. Because people weren't crazy about them, especially like apparently like the turtle stuff is really well received, and they were kind of expecting something similar, but the design aesthetic and the design philosophy seems to have clashed.
It's so different. Like there's actually decent amount of articulation from what I hear from the turtle stuff. Like they can do things in the Transformer ones that they can't. It's like, how can you expect the same reaction when one figure can do way more than the other? Come on now.
And they also have a problem where sometimes the accessories just don't work without good articulation, like Optimus and his basketball. But anyway, these little these little reaction figures. They come with weapons, so they do get to raise the arm up and go pew pew bang bang. Except Megatron, who obviously he doesn't have that because he's a T-Rex man. Yeah, like I think these are well sculpted. I don't have any interest in them, but I think they're well sculpted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're neat enough. I'm surprised that we're moving into doing Beast Wars. I thought they were just gonna, hammer on the G1 train for longer, effectively. But I guess maybe they're running out because the reaction line for G1's been going for a while now, right?
I mean, the reaction line's been going on long enough that they've done unproduced Unicron.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, maybe it's time.
And also, we are hitting the Beast Wars nostalgia cycle,
Yeah.
And Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to have do you remember that cartoon from when you were a kid now? And they are going to go off and buy these.
Yeah.
These are. I guarantee you, these are big impulse buys in the next couple of years.
I could see that potentially. Yeah, I could see that. Shall we move us on? Because I don't have anything to say here.
Yep, take away.
Right, let me tell you, Mikey, about the Thing. The Thing being that Earthspark, Deluxe, Nightshade, and Grimlock have been shown in their packages. So we have now a kind of first, as far as I'm aware, our first look of Nightshade, the new figure. And there are speculations, there are inklings that Nightshade has been screwed over in some ways, I would say, as it seems like it's a heavy retool of the Air Razor from Kingdom mold. Is that what you've heard?
Yeah, I've heard that, and I was looking at them yesterday, and I don't know, just because if it was a retool of Air Razor, then they ended up with to be blunt, a higher quality toy than most Earthspark Deluxes. I think you're probably going to see a lot of engineering similarities, but I don't think Nightshade's going to be a direct mold reuse. I think they're going to be okay, we're doing what we did with the Studio Series Rise of the Beast or whatever fuck, and we just taking the engineering, which I would personally be very disappointed with, because I'm tired of seeing that engineering. But also, I will also say, going from the show accurate or a semi-show accurate Nightshade robot mode to that owl, I don't think that's physically possible. But
no.
Hey ho. I mean, I think the overall sculpt looks fine. I don't like their head sculpt.
It looks really big eyes.
It's like the eyes have just taken over the entire top half of the head. Their character model has a lot of white or grey at the sides. So, poor old Nightshade ended up in the news as well this week, but that's just bizarre. The world's bizarre. People get worked up about over nothing. But also, these are AI increased pictures by the looks of it, because if you look at some of the text and stuff, it's distorted and the smaller text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe not an entirely accurate one. Grimlock looks like Grimlock. We've already seen him.
Yeah, we don't see them out of the packaging, unfortunately. It would have been nice to have seen Nightshade out of the packaging just to get an idea of what it looks like a little bit better. I will say that, like you mentioned, the eyes being big almost makes it look like it has goggles on, more so than the normal face design. It makes it look like a different character completely. Well, not completely.
Yeah,
a different inkling. It doesn't look the same.
Maybe it's once you realize it is AI boosted up, that can have artifacts. So
I think it's still gonna generally look like that, though. I think artifacting will do some things, but if you look at the Grimlock and the other ones, they still look like those figures, and we've seen better images of those figures. So I don't think it's going to be radically different from what we're seeing here, to be honest. But yeah, it's here we go. He's a robot turning into a thing that it's going to have real trouble getting from one mode to the other and making it look accurate. Good luck.
Yeah, and that owl isn't exactly the thing about that owl is that it's not an easily done aesthetic for that owl. It's so weird looking.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre little owl. I like that Nightshade's getting a toy because of the 3 new Terrans, they're my favorite one. But
like the only one that actually has a personality or anything about itself. Jesus.
Jawbreaker's sad.
Yeah, it's great how the show has characters with one character trait.
We saw Jawbreaker's alt mode.
When?
Well, Nightshade's got like intelligence and personality, but they also like that bloody cow. So
yeah, man, people love
like
Earthspark.
Years, so.
I don't get it personally.
I like Earthspark. I don't love Earthspark. It's a 7 that dips into 6. And it very occasionally hits like an 8 or 9, but the 8 or 9 moments usually around Megatron or Optimus.
I'm more of a 4.
But yeah,
more of a 4. No, it's not as bad as the newer RID show. It's not as bad as that, but it's pretty devoid of anything happening apart from the glimpses of Megatron and Prime. And that brings it up to maybe a 7, where you're like, oh, okay. Then they don't really follow through. All right. Yeah. Shall I move us on, Mikey?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to really talk about it here, but we did see Jawbreaker's dinosaur mode, and it looks odd. That head is weird, especially for the dinosaur you picked. A controversial dinosaur that may or may not exist, depending on who you ask.
Oh no.
Jawbreaker is fictional.
Okay, well, what's your standpoint on Jawbreaker? Do you think it's fictional or not? Being a dinosaur man yourself with opinions.
I'm not 100% sure because it's asking a lot in terms of what we know about the developmental stages of things like horns.
Okay.
So I've never been 100% sure in it because this idea came out in like 2011, 2014 that the dinosaur he's based off of wasn't real, and it's never quite sat right with me. There's another animal that got wrapped up in it, and I do think they're right about that one, but it's just so weird. It's just such a weird animal that it's a weird choice anyway. But
all right, yeah.
Cool, but he's orange.
Yay! Orange. Well, I may as well do the next one as well because that was pretty short. There was the live stream this month where we had a anus ton of reveals, most of which were not real reveals. They were just pictures. So I can't be too excited for that.
They're re-reveals.
Yeah, they are, some of them. But we'll go over them anyway.
Reveals?
I don't like that. I'm not a fan. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not a fan. So there were Transformers Legacy, Rise of Tyranny, and Humble Origins 2-packs, which I'll talk about in a bit, because we actually got to see them. There were Nitro gaming chairs. There were 3 themed and European nonsense, and who cares, the bloody chairs. We saw some stuff on the Optimus Prime, Roboson, the Elite one, which again, I'm sorry, couldn't care less. We've already talked about Roboson before. Put it in the trash. New physical.
I did get a bit of a laugh. I did get a bit of a laugh at a 6-0 trying to say, like, well, this is how fans feel. And they're just like, we don't want to talk about how fans feel. We want to talk about Roboson.
I bet you don't want to talk how fans feel about this. I bet you don't.
Because we are not your market, and you should stop trying to sell to us.
No. Not for Roboson. Roboson's for the...
Because this is not a toy.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but this is not a toy, and people need to accept that it's not a toy and is not really appropriate to market to a toy collector thing.
It's not really for a collector.
If you're going to market
it's too much for a kid. It's like, oof. I don't know. So the actual physicals that we got were, I'll go through them and then put them on screen because it's going to be easier that way. We got Core, Dark of the Moon, Bimblebee. We got Studio Series Brawn. We got Deluxe Gamer Edition Wolf Cybertron Cliffjumper. Gamer Edition Wolf Cybertron Megatron. We actually see better images of it. We've got the Voyager Rhinox Rise of the Beast one. I assume this is the not used design one. I can't remember. Mikey, you'll tell me when we get there. We've also got...
This is Studio Series.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that the one that's actually used in the movie or not in the movie?
This is the one that's going to be in the movie.
Okay, it's the other one that's not in the movie. Okay, fair enough. There's a leader, which has been crossed out. Voyager, Rise of the Beast, Optimus Prime, which is a buzzworthy Target exclusive. I don't really know what's that about. They got pre-orders out soon. The 2-pack, which we've talked about. And then down the pipeline, they've got a Dinobot Combiner Snarl, which I assume is part of the big Combiner set. We'll get there. Deluxe Bombshell, what a shock. Strong Arm, who I'm sure we talked about already or heard about. Detritus.
Detritus.
Yeah, Detritus, him too. Cyberverse Shadow Striker. Bludgeon. Junkion Trashmaster, which is what I'm also called. Leader Dreadwing.
With no head.
Oh, that's true. And end of 2023 items. So, Bimblebee Mikey. Dark of the Moon, Bimblebee. Is
him small?
Yeah, he looks like a core class figure. He doesn't look like a bad core class figure.
Oh.
It's like, all right.
I'm a little. He's a because I think he's a repaint of the Laserbeak.
Yeah,
which I'm just like. Yeah, but I want a pink one. If I was getting this, I'd get the pink one.
To be fair, normal, smart people with high IQs would get that pink one, but I hear some people just like Bumblebee, so we'll just get the Bumblebee colored anyway. So this is for them. Josh, Dimooch.
Who? You said normal.
Oh, well, that's not fair. I can't pick normal people. I don't know normal people. You're asking the wrong man. But yeah, Bumblebee. Would you have been more interested if this was Dark of the Moon? Was it Dark? Yeah, it was Dark of the Moon Evil Bumblebee. Do you remember that color scheme? The cool one?
Yeah, I want to see like a deluxe or a masterpiece or something. I wanted them to go nuts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want the evil eyes Bumblebee from the toy line with all the black stripes and the red eyes.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. Hell yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
He's
a monster.
TFG1 Mike says, so if it's not for kids and it's not for collectors, then who's Robosen? Who is the Robosen crap for?
I can actually tell you if you really want to know.
Well, he did ask the question.
He did ask. So, Robosen traditionally aims their market at high-end electronics collectors who are interested in the robotics programmable side of things. So it is intended for people who are very interested in how robots move, how you can program different movements, stuff like that. Transformers is just their latest license that they have bought and got next to, and there are Transformers fans who do enjoy these things. That's why, say, it doesn't hold a pose, because after a while, like it's not because like it's gotta work within the limits of an electronic thing with an internal skeleton that at some point or another will stop working, and the more pressure you put in it, the more that skeleton doesn't work. So like you can't turn it on and then leave it in a pose. You have to either have it in its static setting or turn it off and let it ragdoll, because it's basically a way of making sure they extend the lifespan of these things. But it is very much at people who do spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year on these things. And you know, like just like statue collectors are such a very big market. The high-end programmable robotics market is huge. It is enormous. But this is the first time they're moving into Transformers, and the problem Hasbro has had is that the only way they know how to market these things is the same way they market everything. And they've marketed this as a toy, as a plaything, and that is not what you're getting. And it's damaging marketing. It's like saying, oh, what a wonderful action figure this statue is.
Are you saying that if Woody was going to scream at this figure, he wouldn't be able to say, you are a toy, you are a child's plaything? Because then the Robosen Optimus Prime would say, no, I'm not. Lamau.
Yeah, no, I'm not. In Peter Cullen's voice.
Oh, no. Yeah, there you go.
But like, it's interesting because the Optimus is by far the thing like that sold the best.
No, I mean, it's Optimus Prime.
It's got that. Yeah, but because it's got that extra bit of engineering.
Yeah.
Because like they actually haven't done that many figures. Like they've done what? They've done like a little robot action figure series. They've done a Buzz Lightyear, and then they went straight into Transformers. So the market for these kind of things are big. And they are very much, this is the highest profile franchise they've got because no one cared about Buzz Lightyear. And they will milk it. That's why we're getting the small Optimus. That's why we're getting movie Optimus. That's why we're getting Grimlock. Yeah. This is going to be milked as much as they can.
There you go. Excellent.
If you're into this, I'm sure it's phenomenal, but it's just like so outside the realm of most collectors' experiences.
And wallets. Generally. Just think, you said that they could spend thousands on these things every year, and all they'd have to do is do $2 a month each month, and they could be on Moonbase 2 supporting us. $2.
Yeah. Or telling us that we're wrong and like stop giving out about our wonderful, wonderful robots then.
You can give us $2 each month and tell us we're wrong. I'm okay with that. I'll do it. You can give us more than that if you'd like. I'm good with that. XL Hedge says, nah, bring back Stinger. So much better than Bimblebee. He doesn't say Bimblebee, but I choose to say Bimblebee. Do you remember Stinger, Mikey?
He was the red one?
Yeah, he turned into cubes. And a car.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that movie?
Which made no sense.
Yeah. Do you remember when...
That is my favorite of the live action movies, and it has nothing to do with quality.
Is it because like Stanley Tucci transforms a bit of transforming into a pill, and also into a gun, and also into a My Little Pony? Is it because of that?
What a weird association when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean the whole movie's fucking
You can have
weird.
music, you can have pony, you can have a gun.
Yep. Do you remember when it just became aggressively just set in China out of nowhere? And you're like, oh, I guess we're in China now.
Yeah, it's like they had some weird marketing.
It's weird.
With a random martial arts scene in an elevator involving someone who was not part of the cast.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. What coincidence. What coincidence. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. So, as mentioned, we got Brawn. What do you think of Brawn? I would say if we're talking about studio series, you see, and he's meant to be like animation-wise, he seems overly designed. Like he's got lots of extra greebles to him, which makes me go, he stands out quite a bit. It's not very G1-y.
He looks odd.
Yeah.
To me. I like the face sculpt, but
I don't know if I like
things
the
like
face.
Brawn.
I don't know. There's something.
I always think Brawn has like a judge's wig on.
No, he's got a penis head. Wow, that stumped you. I didn't think that would stump
Just
you.
like, what? Have you seen one before?
Yeah. Do you not see he's got like the bit in the middle, which is the urethra? There you go. And you've got the crown.
Get yourself checked.
Chat, am I right here or is Mikey right? His head looks like a penis.
Everyone recommend that Andy sees a medical professional.
Not the face. Like, fill in the face. You turn it, you silhouette it. Come on. You know I'm right. But apart from penises, Mikey, what do you think of Brawn? You liked him? You think he's fine?
He's grand. He's kind of like not excited. It amuses me. They made a big thing in the stream of just like, look, you can stretch his legs out.
Why was that a thing?
Look how they're shaped like the G1 toy when you do that.
I don't know why I didn't figure it until I looked at the image again. But yeah, that's not something that I would sell my figure on, that we could give him the really long legs. You know what I think they missed out on? I think they missed off adding in an effects part where he's getting his back blown out. That's what I want from a Brawn. I want a giant effect part that you can stick into his back where you have smoke coming out of his back. Right? That'd be fun.
I mean, you could do that. You're evil, but you could do that.
What the fuck else has Brawn done? He's just strong. He picks up a rock. I remember he did that once. Did he do anything else?
No,
exactly. He ain't shit. He's there. He's the small tough one. And there's like 3 or 4 of them. Wasn't he like super mean to Perceptor? Or was that Cliffjumper? No, yeah, he was. He was mean to Brawn. Yeah, Brawn was mean to Perceptor because he saw Perceptor as being a pacifist. And Cliffjumper didn't like Mirage because he thought he was a traitor. multiple times. You're a traitor. I'm not. I've proved I'm not. You're a traitor. No, I'm not. Oh, okay, fair enough, finally. XL Hedge says, where's the bronze death by shoulder shot blast? Yeah, that's what I said. TF Mike says, dang, penal show off. Not touching that head topic. Yeah, that's fair. Braun accused other Autobots of being traitors. Oh, it was Braun that accused right. It was him and Cliffjumper that had the exact same story arc. Is you're a traitor? No, I'm not. Lamau. Oh, I guess you weren't. Never mind. But yeah, Braun. I don't particularly care for it. But then I don't particularly care for Braun. I think if you're looking for a Braun, this'll do. This'll be fine. It's probably one of the better Brauns because he is deluxe size, so he's gonna have a lot more stuff to him than the other ones. Gamer Cliffjumper is Bumblebee, but red and new head. Anything there, Mikey?
New head.
Yeah? Do you like the new head?
Cool. No, I'm good.
Okay. To me, it looks like Prime.
That's
it.
It is. Well, it is. That's what it was based on.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So Dwayne Johnson. Who voiced? Was it Nolan North who voiced him in Fall of Cybertron?
Yeah, in Fall of Cybertron, and Dwayne voiced him for one episode in the pilot, and then went away. Clearly, Hasbro had money to set on fire again for no reason.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember who did the
second show.
Yeah, where it was like a back. It was where they introduced Shockwave.
Yeah, that was a
in the flashback.
They should have just got that guy for the first time round. Obviously, they hadn't found him, but he was good. He should have just been Cliffjumper's voice actor. He was great for it.
It was solid.
Yeah. Gamer Megatron. A few more shots of Megatron. Any other thoughts on him?
Him have mace.
He do have mace. Yeah, we kind of talked about this one before.
Him look good in person, which is nice.
Yes.
I actually think the colors look a bit better in person because they're less Photoshoppy.
Yeah, I'd agree. I still want to see like a video on how he works. But again, I might just be fine with the one I already have. I keep looking at this guy and going, nothing makes me go, I need him. You can pull off his forearm and put his shoulder cannon there if you choose to, which looks kind of weird, but it's an option. Rhinox Mikey, the man who has a lot of torso and no leg. No leg.
And no neck.
No neck neither, no. And no color.
I like his rhino mode. No color, no. I like the rhino.
Which part?
The front part. Less of the back part. And he looks odd.
In both modes? Or just the robot?
Robot mode.
Okay.
More robot mode. He looks very odd. And I'm going to make a prediction, Andy. And people are going to say I'm wrong about this, but I'm going to predict Rhinox has one line in the whole movie.
Ooh, that's generous.
Because David Soboleff says he was hired to be Rhinox. So there must be one line, but I do not think he will have two lines. Also, I've just realized he has like the shoulder kibble from the horn. Right? Why does he have two?
Huh. Are they his ears? Oh no, they're definitely not. Huh.
Because like the rhino's only got one big horn.
Are they doing that deliberately so he can be symmetrical? Is that the idea?
Mayhaps.
If so, that's weird. But... It's a weird thing to add. I hate how little color. You know what's weird? The promo images, he's got some brown on him. In person, this has... when they show him on stream, that's a prototype, isn't it? Because he has no brown on him there.
He has a little...
No, but bro, look at the promo images. Like his back legs are...
out.
Like his entire back legs in the promo art are just brown plastic. in the
Yeah, he's
in the
definitely...
live stream, he's just gray. He's just got a little bit of brown, like on his groin skirt for the robot mode, and then it's barely noticeable in Rhino mode. I was gonna say vehicle. He's a monochrome toy.
Still more colorful than Primal.
Not by much, but yeah. Oh Jesus, yeah, he has no color to him. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't like how tiny his like lower half of his body is. Makes him look like a cartoon character from like a Warner Brothers show, you know, where he's all torso and no leg. But that's
he skipped leg day.
It's not even he skipped leg day. It's like he actually needs that surgery where they break your bones and then pull them apart, so then they'll grow back bigger.
Oh my god!
Which you shouldn't ever do because you'll have a lot of fucking issues as you get older because that's not how bones are meant to work.
Gee, you fucking think?
Yeah. People will do it though because they want to be tall. It's weird. I got
wear big shoes.
No, that didn't help. What do you think of the Prime, Mikey? I got nothing really to say for the Prime because I hate to say it, I see him and I see another Optimus Prime and I go, yeah.
I think the robot mode looks decent. I think it looks well proportioned. I like the way you integrate the blade. I think the handgun is hilarious. I do not like the truck mode because that is a hell of a lot of back kibble on the truck. That they're very, like, holy crap, that's inexcusable. This is an Optimus Prime. You have done this a lot. Also, I do not need to see the GIF of him transforming again. Please stop sharing the GIF of him transforming. Please.
I saw
you all.
A load of people were super pumped about that, and I was just like, it's fine.
It doesn't make a good movie from like the day they're being excited about references to something else, especially Generation Bloody 1, are long gone for me. And now I want, how's the characterization? How's the action? How's the direction? How's the editing? How's the special effects?
But Mikey, will he say one shall stand and one shall fall? If
he says one shall stand, one shall fall, I will film myself walking out of the cinema.
But Mikey, what if he says freedom of the rights of all sentient beings? What if he says that?
If he says this is the rise of the beast, I'll probably walk out.
Oh, I hope he does say that because that's terrible. This has to be the rise of the beast.
I'm already dreading hearing Ron Perlman's Optimus Primal because he seems so serious
and bored.
He seems so serious and not Optimus Prime. You know who once said crazy works? Optimus Primal. You know who's fun? Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
You know who's better than I don't need Optimus Primal just being, ape version of Optimus Prime. Give him a personality for the love of all that's holy, please.
I want one of them to say, let's snap into a Slim Jim. And the other one to go, yeah.
What if like Optimus is going to say something and Primal cuts in and says like, if you cross me, Prime, one shall stand, one shall fall.
Oh my god!
I want Optimus to look at him and say, that's a stupid line.
Maybe they'll do a really smart thing, Mikey, and they'll invert it, and it'll be the Fallen Scourge that says it to them.
No.
You'd be like,
no, even better. One of them says it, and then Prime will just sort of like, Prime goes like, I could use that.
I'm gonna write that down. Shit, that's a good line. Damn, that's fire. Ooh, sheesh.
It can be like Rodimus in IDW where he says it all the fucking time. Everyone's just like, it's lost meaning, buddy.
Stop it. XL Hedge says, why is Megatron scrawny compared to Optimus Beefcake? One hit the gym and one didn't, is my thought pattern on that. It's true, though. Prime's pretty beefy. TFG1 Mike says, my thoughts are with the Bumblebee and the Megatron. The original figures from the game years ago look way better than the new ones. As far as the colors, specifically Bumblebee. What do you think about that, Mikey? I mean, he doesn't say that. I said that to you. I think the Bumblebee looks better because he doesn't have the shitty chest. I
think the Bumblebee chest, like, there's really no excuse for not just engineering a hinge.
Yeah.
And I don't care what they say. At one of those moments where, like, if you ran out of budget on that hinge, then you should have painted less. Like, And I mean, I don't. That Bumblebee was one well, again, it was just like transforming it was just like I like the end of it and I like the start of it, and then I just in the middle of it I'd be just like just stick together, just stick together for the love of God, just hold. And I just there's this one panel on the left side that was just like no, fuck you. Megatron was great because he just worked. Soundwave worked. Optimus and Bumblebee drove me nuts. Because they hated me specifically.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I need to see how they work. I don't like the new Prime, though. I don't like that you can see his fists. I think, again, for a Voyager figure, there's no excuse for that. I think that's very weak that you can't hide the fucking fists. Because if you can, no one who's had that figure, who takes photos of that figure, shows those hands being hidden. No one. I've seen those hands revealed way too many times, so I think that's a problem with the engineering. XL Hedge says, Rhinox has the Johnny Bravo body type. Yes. That's what I was going for. Yes, he totally has the Johnny Bravo body type.
Johnny Bravo action figure.
Because we're not allowed nice things, Mikey. Also, do you remember how Johnny Bravo kept going, but Samurai Jack was cancelled? Interesting.
It was a weird day.
Yep, it sure was.
There's a Funko Pop of Johnny Bravo.
No, there's a Funko Pop of like chlamydia, I'm sure, but I don't want it.
It does have like original arms, and he is like in a Johnny Bravo pose, and he has a mirror and a comb. So they're doing a lot more than they do at most, which I find hilarious. That Johnny Bravo is the Funko Pop they went all out with.
It's still fucking Funko Pop. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Back kibble? Nah, that's all leg kibble on the truck. There you go.
He Prime remembered leg day.
He did not forget.
He took Rhinox's leg day and he wouldn't give it back. All
right, now, Mikey, we talked about the minor Megatron last week. We see how he's coming. He's coming with Senator Ratbato-kun. What do you think of this 2-pack, Mikey? Because you were kind of down on it, at least the Megatron side of it last time we talked.
Yeah, I feel better about the Megatron now I've seen it next to the regular Megatron. Because it looks a lot better.
It does.
It looks like it still needs to stop.
Yes.
You need to stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. But like it's just amusing to me like how like new head looks good, like the weapons look good, the paint scheme looks way better. The new shoulders I can take or leave. Ratbat I think looks very good. I think Ratbat's a really good use of that mold. Could you please do it in sort of green and yellow and a bit of weird sort of swampy orange gold, please, and call it Serpentor with an O.OR, please. But I think it's a really good retool, and like the new details and stuff, I think it works really well, and I think the alt mode looks really good in those colors. So that's 2 for 2 on, in my opinion, successful Scourge retools. But yeah.
I wonder why they put the engines backwards. I wonder why they put the engines on backwards on him. I don't know. I mean, that it makes it look a little different. Something. It's a little different, but it is just
something to do with Ratbat.
I don't think so. I think it was just to make him different, but it's odd. It's fine. Yeah, I think the set overall is pretty solid. I don't really have any interest in getting it myself. But it's not terrible. It's harkening back to a kind of an interesting period as well, of like pre-war Megatron and stuff like that, and all that kind of jazz. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty solid set for the most part. I think it's stronger than the next set, which is
and fortunately, at least for now, it is also the cheaper set because Amazon screwed up their pricing.
Oh, did they? What's the price on this one then?
Yeah, they're 55 for 2 Voyagers, so it's actually cheaper than buying 2 Voyagers on normal retail because
what's the other one price?
76.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Because it should be the other. It should be the other way around. So if you're buying it, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, I guess so. The other set is Senator Shockwave using the Siege Starscream mold. I guess we're going back to using that. And Data Clerk Orion Pax. What mold is he using? I don't even recognize this one. Who's he?
Hound.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Not Cop Orion Pax. Data Clerk. Which is weird considering it was I would like it. I have a lot of problems with Prime, which I will talk about when we get to him. But yeah.
Well, what about Senator
I think
Shockwave?
I want to do Shockwave first.
Yeah.
I think Shockwave in robot mode looks surprisingly good. I think the retool chest really works. I think the retool backpack really does bring it in. It's not the color scheme I would have gone for him. I would have gone for the original one from Chaos Theory, because this is this color scheme which was like, hey, we're trying to catch you out because we're so clever, and he's not Ultra Magnus. But I think like his as a retool of a Seeker mold, it's decent.
It's interesting.
Did you see the alt mode?
Yeah.
The alt mode is even worse than the originals, because the originals at least had that very specific shape to it that distracted your eyes and could vaguely trick you into thinking there was more going on than there was. This does not have that. This has two big blocks, and all you can see is shame.
Yeah,
all you can see is Shockwave shame.
You can see the two big blocks. You can easily see the knees that have just folded up, and then you can easily see where the arms and the hands poorly go as well. I think the idea of what they're trying to do for the shape, like count out how well it's been executed. I think the idea to make that a vehicle for Cybertron, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's an interesting idea to try and get that triangle shape, and they've changed it a little bit so it looks okay-ish. I too, like you, do not really like the color scheme. There's just something about it that just doesn't work for me, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the big blue bits on his back. There's just something that doesn't like pull this color scheme together for me, at least here on this mold. But I think again, I'll applaud Hasbro for doing something kind of interesting with a older mold. The problem is, I don't think the older mold was very good to begin with, and this mold's been out for a while. I don't know if this is better or worse than the Orion packs, but I don't really like that one either. But
I know who I think is worse.
Who do you think's the worst?
It's Orion.
Why?
By a considerable margin.
Why?
One, he's the only deluxe in this package, which means he comes up to Megatron's groin.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Which apparently is some. I don't believe this, by the way, but it just marketing speak was, I've always liked the idea of Optimus being smaller. Just like he's a relative foot shorter, and then he is a small child that Megatron is picking a fight with. They instead of designing this off of IDW Optimus, they've designed him off of like 3 or 4 different Optimuses. Like he's got the head from Animated. He's got the chest from, I think, Stormbringer Optimus.
Yeah.
And then there's some. I think they said like another couple were mixed up in there as well. But I really don't like that, because everyone else in this set is very, very, very specifically IDW, pre-war, Chaos Theory, Megatron Origins. That time frame. And I just don't know why you wouldn't do the same thing with Orion. I could guess, because I think one of it is, hey, you know how Orion packs in Generation 1 cartoon looks like this? We should do a toy that kind of looks like that. And I'm just like, you already did it. You did it a little while ago. It didn't look great either. Could you not? Could you please not? Could you just give him the right face, give him the right details, and just do that?
Do you think
could you just?
Do you think they were constrained by the mold and the fact that you mentioned that they'd already done something similar recently? Do you think that kind of forced them into going down this specific route of like this weird amalgamation?
Oh, I could believe that very, very much so. Yeah. Very, 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 very much so. It's, I don't know. It's like I would love if they could have done more with this. I think it's a shame that they couldn't. But that's also I don't know. I get the limitations this places on you. But yeah, no, like I think you should have just gone to the Chaos Theory one, because that's the one people cared about.
No.
And everyone else here is super referential.
XL
And
Head
this is like
says,
4 different Optimuses.
why
Anyway.
Data Clerk Orion? Shouldn't we be getting Super Cop Orion? The one that was screaming, how do we get rid of you?
Yes, which is the reason people want this. Because Super Cop is the good cop in the... I think one of the things could possibly be a bit of the real world. It's harder to sell good cop toys these days, shall we say, without delving into too much real world shit.
Let's be honest, like, kids don't fucking know. Kids wouldn't know because they haven't read
their
the comics.
parents do.
No,
Their parents do.
No, they haven't. It's unlikely.
If you put on the front of it like Officer Optimus Prime instead of Data Clerk Optimus Prime, like, that is something that people will react to, and I guarantee you there's someone in the back rooms of Hasbro at the very least who is sitting there thinking we can't put that on anymore. Man, if that's the case, then again you're not targeting kids, which you should be, because this is a kids toy line. You're targeting collectors, because then, like, kids, again, there's such a small market of them that actually read comics these days. They definitely wouldn't have read that, and the only people that would have known would be their parents or Transformers collectors. That's it. It's a weird one, but hey, they will not say transform because they think it devalues their product somehow. So all I know is that people who do productions are idiots.
There you go.
I would. The part of me that is very suspicious that that's the reason. That some executive in the back room is saying this, regardless of whether you want to say it's real world or not. But like, listen, these are the same people who tried to ban Artist Alley because they thought it was infringing on their copyright.
Lamau.
Like Toho did to the Godzilla conventions, and then the Godzilla conventions didn't have to sign up to this, but they wanted to feel more legitimate, so they did, and pissed off all the Godzilla artists who moved to a brand new convention.
Oh well. It's one way to get rid of everybody, I suppose, and you lose business. So on the preview side, we got the Snarl, the Bombshell, Strong Arm, the Desert Dude who we talked about. The lady from Shadow Strike, that's her name, Bludgeon, who we know is going to be Tarn. Like, I've seen some people say, oh, it's probably going to be the Tarn mold. It's like, yes. It's obviously
Literally couldn't be anyone else.
Yeah, no one else.
Unless they made a new Bludgeon, and I'm just like, nah, son.
We got the Dreadwind, which is the obvious repaint that they're doing for Skyquake. You know, no shock there. Was there any big surprises there for their coming, Mikey? I don't think there was. It's like all stuff that we knew.
I mean, I'm surprised. Strong Arm's rumored. I don't really care about Strong Arm. The design's fine. I just never was particularly interested in the character. Detritus, surprised it took them this long, to be honest. Bombshell, we knew what they were going to do. Snarl, we knew what they were going to do. Shadow Striker, I'm a little I think they burnt me too much that I'm actually thinking, oh, Shadow Striker.
Who's she going to be a retool of?
Shadow Striker?
Who's she going to be a retool of? Because she's probably not going to be her own mold. She should be, because it'd be her first, like, real figure.
Because she's awesome. She's awesome. It's a great design.
Yeah.
And it's Cyberverse as well, not G1, which surprised me. So maybe we'll get... I could see them doing it as like a Junkion kind of thing, so you can have the different looking parts.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Tarn, Bludgeon, Tarn, so obvious. Dreadwind, I want to get the Skyquake mold, but I think I'd rather have Dreadwind than Skyquake.
I mean, yeah, he's got a better color scheme.
He's a better color scheme. I like the character a lot more because he had more than an episode. Like, he was Tony Todd.
Yeah.
So I might hold out. Like, I was gonna wait until Skyquake went on sale, but I might hold out and wait for Dreadwind to go on sale.
Oh my god! So like end of next year, maybe, or longer. I'm assuming. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, like what was the thing I was gonna say? No, I don't think I had anything to say. I think that was it. Unless you had anything else, Mikey.
Nope.
No. Okay, XL Head says, if the rumored Sideburn Outer Shadow Striker comes out, we better get Prowl and X-Brawn. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, also, I would be annoyed if You had to basically be a sideburn pre-tool because their designs are so different. But I suppose you could. That also means you could do her into the two. Oh, what were their names?
Oh, the Botcon
girls.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. Yeah. The problem with those three from RID is their toys was such a fucking mess, and I'm hoping if they do new ones, they won't be such a messy blob of like transformation mush, which those figures were. They can't be.
Oh yeah,
we don't live in that age anymore. Well, for the most part.
You hope.
Oh, we've already talked about these next two. It's just the 2-packs again. Mikey, what's the last 2 stories we got then? What's the last 2?
What we got is, let me close these 2. So we got a bit of convention news. Frank Tadaro, who was the voice of Starscream in, they're very kind here. Starscream and Rapid War for Cybertron. He was also the voice of Starscream in the Combiner Wars, Titans Return, and Power of the Primes trilogy.
Oh.
He was Prime Wars Starscream. Wasn't his fault. He'll be going to TFCon this year, and Nick Roach. They've tried to keep him out. They've barred the doors. They set fire to so many kittens, but he would not be stopped. He will be going to TF Nation in Birmingham on the 11th to 13th of August this year. So if you want to see Nick Roach, get him to sign nothing. I would say don't bring in any Transformer stuff. Just bring in Scarent Hood and get him to sign that. His comic, or that Monsters and Machine one he did a few years back. Just bring in everything you could, or like his Marvel work. Whatever you bring in, make sure it's not Transformers related. Freak him out.
Oh, okay.
It's funny.
What if everybody just brings like babies for him to sign? That would be scary. That'd be weird, right?
I would say that, but only if you offer him the baby in exchange for his.
There's like 50 people with 50 babies saying we'll trade you.
And he can only take one.
What you do? You get 2 babies and his. You put little plastic bins over them, and then you shuffle them around, and you say you're only allowed to take one home, which is your baby.
And if they speak, you shuffle again.
Oh, they don't get to talk in the bin, Mikey. That's not how it works. All right, Mikey. What have you been up to this week, buddy? What you done for fun, son?
Away from baby shuffling. So what I did, there were some sales on in Smith's today, or yesterday, day before yesterday, something like that.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh wow, sales, actual sales in an Irish Smith's. What kind of fresh hell is this? So I went in and I was just looking around, and I completely got lucky. I managed to get with a saving of, I worked this out, about 45, 50 euros. I got the animated Legacy Prowl, and I got Transmetal 2 Megatron for, I think it was, how much did I pay in total? 49? I think it was 49. So for the 2 of them, I think that's a good deal. So I'll do Prowl first. He is a mixed bag.
A lot of people said really
solid.
good things about him, so I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Okay, so here's the things that I like. Solid in robot mode. Good posability. I'd say the posability is on par with the original. It is shorter, but hey ho, it's 23. The overall aesthetic does work in person. Actually, it works in person better than in pictures. And he's really fun to pose, and like he's basically the original toy with much better heels. You know?
That's good.
The throwing stars do not work as well as the original ones. So you have to rotate the back, right? And then they open up. But as you do, the gears become misaligned. So you then have like 1 or 2 sticking out. So you would then have to press them in.
Oh.
So it is a nice opening gimmick, but then closing is not pleasant. And it's just that extra step. Transformation is very, very similar to the original. It's not identical. It's very, very similar. The problem is, so the front half of it feels relatively solid, but it's fiddly because you've got to stick the foot under the windscreen, and there's definite clearance issues with every part of this. The back half I have a real serious problem with, because until you bring around the sides of the motorbike, nothing pegs in. It leans in there, and it's really easy to get misaligned. The arms come apart really, really easily, and how the leg goes into place is not. It's not fun in and of itself. And then you get to the end, and you get this bike that does not feel solid in the hand. The back end of it will come undone at any point, and if you shake it a little bit, you can see it, and then like it's very, very bitty, very, very bitty, and it's bitty. And unlike the original, the center of it is that stark, like bone white plastic, which is it really highlights the bittiness and the see-through parts of the toy. Because I saw it today, just a comparison of it and the original, and like looking at the alt modes, the original's alt mode is just way better.
That's kind of surprising to hear, just because of how old it is compared to this newer one.
Yeah, but like the engineering in terms of like so much of it is identical. Like that's the thing. Even how the legs work with the like the faux double jointed knee, because the legs curl up around the wheel.
Yeah.
So you get that faux double jointed. Like that's exactly the same. So much of it is the same. It's just what isn't the same. I do think is less, and it's that transformation. And it's that vehicle mode.
So would you say this is an inferior version of the original?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, the original.
I had to think about that for a second, but the original isn't perfect.
No.
It's got some things I don't like, but this is. I think if this was its own thing, standing on its own, I'd be a lot. I wouldn't have a direct comparison, but it's so close to the original.
Right.
So close. It's hard. It's hard not to judge it that way. But it is like a really solid, like really super fucking solid in robot mode. Robot mode is so much better than vehicle mode.
Would you have preferred to have got this?
It's not a super fun one to transform.
Would you have preferred to have gotten this if it was in the Elite Guard color scheme? You know, the white version that we never got, but we saw pictures of. Would you have preferred that? Because at least it would have been a version that you never could have got for the original figure. And then you could kind of justify by going, he's a little different visually again because he's the Elite Guard version. But it's like,
That would be nice. Then again, that would also be more prowly, and I was just like, at least it's not like just another black and white prowl. But there's a lot of things you could have done with this. I think it's an engineering thing. I think engineering is the issue. The engineering of the vehicle mode is a problem, and I just think they made some mistakes.
I just meant when I talked about the color scheme, I just meant it would have helped separate it a bit more. And again, it would have still had the engineering issues, but at least you then could have been like, well, that's that one and that's this one. This one's better because it's the original and it's got better engineering. But I can be happy with this one just because it is the color scheme that we never had the opportunity to buy originally, so it can kind of take its place there. That kind of idea.
Yeah, no, I think so. Anyway, that's him. I also got Megatron, who at €30, I think he was, absolute steal. Absolute fucking steal. Way better than the pictures make him look. Way, way better. Loads of ratchets, let's see, how many ratchets we got? We got shoulders, we've got waist is ratcheted, we got thighs are ratcheted, which is a big improvement over the Tyrannosaurus Megatron. Head's nice and tight. The ball joints on the arm and the tail, nice and tight. Way better than he's got a full single jointed but full range elbow on the more standard robot hand. He's got a bit of back kibble, but that's manageable. Feet are a bit ratcheted and they've got loads of joints. Really solid figure with geared wings. So you open up the top part of the wings and the whole thing unfurls. Really, really nice there. And then transformation is much simpler than Tyrannosaurus Megatron. Some people have said they're a retool, but it's clearly not. They just have a similar waist split. That's the only thing that's the same. The legs work completely differently. It's a very... It's mostly intuitive until you get to one bit, and then I had to look up the instructions. But the Dragon mode's really cool, really expressive. The effects part is also a big improvement because it's just regular plastic. It's not, toy destroying plastic. There's no chemical reaction going on. So I really like this guy. The only two things that are really down is the face is not very Beast Wars Megatron-y.
No.
I can live with that. I have to admit, I can live with that. Because it's a nice face sculpt. And this is something that does just genuinely bug me. The ponytail, the dragon tail, it's scaled for robot mode, which means in dragon mode, it is tiny. It needed at least 2 or 3 more segments, and it needed to be about a quarter bigger. You can get around it because, like, in certain angles, like, if you don't look at him from the side, he looks fine, because it's like, you can just angle the tail and it looks like you just can't see the most of the tail, and it just looks great. It's just when you look at him from these couple of angles, you just really aware of the fact he has no tail.
Are you tempted by
tiny tail?
Are you tempted by the upgrade set? Because remember, that was one of the things it upgraded to give you, like, I think it did give you like 3 segments to the tail and a new head.
Yeah, there's a few that are like that. I would get them just because, like, I don't want all the upgrade kit. Like, for upgrade kits, I think you really need all of it, or else you're spending money on stuff you don't need. But I like him a lot. I don't know if they'll ever do Cryotech. But I think this is, if you can get him now, especially if you can get him like on sale on Smith's right now, well worth your time. Well worth your time. Really, really solid figure. Also, I got someone got me this as a gift, and I didn't expect it yet. But I got the Soto Gaim, Greedon, and Bravo set, which is Kamen Rider Zanget's Kachidoki Arms, which is Zanget's final form. So now I have all 4 final forms of the main riders. Still don't have the base forms, but we'll live without them for the moment. You get Greedon Lychee Arms, which is his first upgrade form, and then you get King Durian Arms, and then you get Kamen Rider Sylphie, who's the villain from that movie, who gets her ass handed to her by Takatora, because everyone gets their ass handed to them by Takatora. It's literally his thing. And she is a retool of the golden arms, the golden apple arms. I have started. There we go. I've started putting. Technically, it came put together. I actually took them apart, but I've started doing Takatora. So I've been painting the sides to add the black stripe. I need to do that to the underside of the arm. I need to paint on some gold and some green if I can get the right green. Just because there's stuff on here that's going to need stickers, but if I can get around them. But I'm probably going to sell the other 3, if I'm honest, because he was what I really, really wanted. And they were on sale, and I got them as a gift. And, like, cool, I'll sell the other 3 and make up the difference.
Has anyone taken it up? Because I saw them go up on Twitter. You put them up on Twitter.
Yeah. I put them on eBay as well. But we'll wait and see. To be honest, if people don't buy them, I don't object to having them. I have no interest in Sylphie, so to say, but Greedon and Bravo, it's Greedon and Bravo. We all love them. I mean, like I said, like now I can do the display I've been wanting to do, which is at least half of it, which is the 4 final forms altogether. All right. I just I've got Lord Baron, Kiwami Arms, and Yamata Higiri Arms. Can never remember how to say that one. So yeah, now I've got Kachidoki, which is technically Kachidoki Shin, if you're going to be technical, because it's like super powered and way stronger than original Kachidoki. But I would still like to get the base forms for the 4 of them, but if I don't get those, at least I've got some representation of 4 of the best riders we've ever had. People can argue with me, and they're wrong. But I also got paid this week, so I've got a couple other things I've bought. The most important one being I did buy the Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops from the Bandai Plamasaurus, whatever they're calling it, which is going to be kind of fun because the T-Rex comes with like a feathered skin, a bear skin, and like I might paint one of them into something else.
You got to give both of them a wash at the very least. They need a wash just to bring out that detail.
Yeah, they all need it. Like, yeah. I've got to get a decent wash and just like give them a quick go over because like they're so flat without it.
Oh yeah, and the detail's all there, so it'll help. I've been pestering you about these things for a while. Every time I see a new picture review go up, I'm like, send it to Mikey. He needs to know. He probably already knows, but he's gonna get it anyway.
Yeah, and there's a Stegosaurus as well, so we'll see if we can get that. But
I hope you like
I'm really...
Hope it's good.
Yeah, they are posable. They do have posability, which shocked me. I'm hoping they're good, solid figures. But yeah, if you're in the EU or don't mind paying a bit of a custom charge, they're up on Planosaurus. They're up on Hobby Frontline right now. They both honestly look really fun. I think I might go with the Feathered Rex as my main one. It's inaccurate, but it's fun because you can give him a headdress. But I was thinking this might be a good time to try that Primal custom, just on the bearskin one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a simple test run. I'll just make sure I get the colors right, because I don't mind if I screw it up on something this size rather than something big, where you're just like, oh no, I spent so much money on the wrong paint.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just make sure you have a primer. Easy peasy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So apart from that, I watched a few things this week. Unicorn Warriors episode 4. Definitely solidified something for me, which is this is a story you really will get the most out of when you watch it as all one, because it is one big movie.
Okay.
It is more so than Picard. It is one big movie.
Kind of like Samurai Jack season 4, was it, or 5? The
no,
one?
I would say Samurai Jack is kind of a series of 3-part episodes.
Okay.
So far, this seems to be only happening over a period of 1 or 2 nights, and they've only the elf has only just realized that Melinda had another name. It never occurred to him to ask what Emma's name was, because I don't know. But yeah, I'm enjoying watching it week by week, but I will definitely be sitting down and doing a big watch. And I said online, if you sat through the Snyder cut, you can sit through this. It's going to be 3 hours, which means it'll be shorter. But yeah, animation is absolutely stellar. Really I'm really getting into the style of it. This 50s, 40s, 50s style. What would you almost say it vaudeville American cartoons meets Astro Boy, that era of anime. It's really, really interesting to see. Especially on side characters, how they move and stuff like that. We get some action scenes in this. They are extremely well done, because hey, it's a storyboarded by Gendy Tartakovsky and animated by the same lot who did Primal. They do good work.
What?
Strange that. Are you telling me these guys know what they're doing? Nah. You're so crazy. So I'm definitely really enjoying it. I don't think it's going to go down as a Jack or a Primal tier show, but I think it's going to be very solid by the end of it. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I want to watch more. We're already almost at the halfway point, which is something about the way things are going at the moment. Because I have clearly wronged someone in the past, I have now fully caught up on my watching Marvel stuff on Disney Plus, because I'm refusing to watch the TV shows. By watching Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh.
Even worse than you think.
No, it's not, because I know. I know.
It is worse. I knew, and it is worse than it appears. Because everyone praises Kang, right?
No.
Everyone says Kang is great. Kang's actor is great.
Wow.
He's perfectly fine. I like the actor. The writing's atrocious. There's 2 good lines.
Yeah.
And they are not connected to each other.
The actor might not be used ever again as well, Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, he's had a lot of, let's say, bad press about him.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, a lot of allegations have been made against him. It's
God. Well, I mean, if they keep Ezra Miller, they're
yeah, but the thing is, I was going to say Disney doesn't have anything to lose, but they do, and they've been losing a lot. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they nearly got rid of James Gunn, and that's why James Gunn eventually went to the bloody DC.
Yeah.
But okay, I didn't know any of that, but I can say the actor was fine. I thought the Council of... I don't mind spoiling this, it's been ages. The Council of Kangs was really badly done. Because they've got he's playing like 3 different versions of Kangs first, and they're all doing kind of parody things, trying to make them seem different. And like the main, I think it's Immortus is the main one, and he's like, he's so like this, and I can't take him serious. And then they go to like we're getting all the Kangs in, and instead of a room full of like, oh my god, these incredibly powerful multidimensional, multiversal things, it's like a bunch of weirdos giggling and slapping each other in the head.
Yeah, a joke, right? It's more of a joke than anything else.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
It's not intimidating.
No.
It's not exactly like, I'll do it myself.
And the general story for Quantum Mania is pretty garbage as
Bizarre. Utterly, utterly bizarre. It's, for one, they completely change how the rules work in this universe, and now the quantum stuff it's Star Wars. I actually read somewhere that the director said, I want to do, or the writer, who's primarily Rick and Morty, we'll get to that, wanted to do a Star Wars kind of space western, so he did. Despite the fact it made no sense to the rules they established of this universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, on the quantum level, there's just, like, there's a cantina scene.
Yeah, Star Wars had one.
Have one. The tone is so generic. Like, it's completely different tonally from the other 2 Ant-Man movies. Completely different. They're trying to be edgy and serious.
I mean, the whole premise of the movie could have been avoided if, what's her name? Is it Michelle Pfeiffer, the older lady?
Yeah.
If she just said, "Hey, don't go to the quantum realm because there's a nasty dude down there who wants to destroy the universe." If she just said that at any point since she came out, they would the story would never have happened. Also, the fact that she could read Jonathan Major's mind by touching his hand is so bad in terms of a plot contrivance.
Yeah.
So bad.
What else is bad? Scott Lang has no reason to be involved in any of this beyond the very weak inclusion of Cassie.
Yeah.
The very, very weak inclusion of Cassie. And the actress is fine, but God, badly handled. Badly bad. Like, the teenage rebellion is her briefly going like, Dad, you're not saving the world anymore. You're writing a book. And then, like, the book's apparently very good.
What's wrong with him enjoying being
the
famous?
Action scenes are...
What's wrong with him enjoying some of his fame?
Apparently he's a bad person now.
Oh my god, he saved the fucking universe because he helped defeat Thanos.
Bad person.
Oh, what a bitch!
Bad person.
What a bitch.
Bad person. The action scenes are generally pretty badly handled as well, not well directed. Like, which is like the size changing is really badly handled. For what they do to the whole thing, where like he gets big and like gets dizzy from being big after a bit, and I'm just like, hang on, given the size of him, getting bigger will actually give him more oxygen.
You would have thought so. But what, Mikey, if oxygen's different size down there?
It better be, or else they're all suffocated because they are well smaller than a single oxygen atom.
So weird. You like
the
MODOK?
best bit of the movie is when all the ants... No, I'm going to save that.
Okay.
But the best bit of the movie, I'm going to say something positive, is the bit where all the ants storm the city, because that's just kind of cool and has a big kaiju ant.
Kind of stupid, though.
And kind of stupid, but fun. I'm here for stupid fun. I like the MonsterVerse movies. I can handle stupid fun. And then MODOK.
He's there.
Ooh. No, he's not.
Well, like, I would always say, if anybody ever said, shall we do MODOK for a live action scene, I'd be like, no. You can't do MODOK and make him look good, because he's weird, right? You have to have a very, very good design for him to do it. Really
the last thing you'd ever want to do, right, is take a real human face and use that and just stretch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of a real person.
Yeah.
And give him some of the cringiest dialogue. The Rick and Morty dialogue. MODOK gets the Rick and Morty dialogue. He gets the worst death in... I'm going to say... some people will say this is being a bit mad, but I'm going to say it. The worst death in the MCU.
What do you mean by the worst? What do you mean by that?
It is... He's MODOK. He's all evil now. And Darren, it's Yellow Jacket. And he very briefly attacks Cassie, who has powers and she's a suit, and she turns big and stomps him, and then he suddenly just goes like, I can't help anyone, I can't do anything, I'm not a monster, and she just goes, don't be a dick, and runs off. And he's like, oh, don't be a dick. So his big redemption moment is ably handled. And then during the fight with Kang, he's instrumental because he runs in screaming, I am many things, but I am not a dick. And then as he lies there, dying, we also see his ass, but as he lies there dying, having saved everyone's lives, his entire dialogue is the same. It's like a Guardian scene where someone thinks they're dying, but everyone knows they're fine. So he's saying I loved you like a brother. I loved you like a brother, Scott. And Scott's really awkward going yeah, buddy, we were like brothers. Oh, I'm an Avenger now. Yeah, you're totally an Avenger. Coughs up gross orange fluid. And then just full on dies. And no one. I think Marvel Phase 4 is largely disastrous.
I think that's generous.
I was really tired of Marvel by Phase 3. But there were some, even sometimes it's just a bright spot in a movie I otherwise think is bad. And then they're Far From Home, which I despise. But it's a terrible movie. It is worse than Spider-Man 3. Far From Home is the worst Spider-Man movie. It is the worst Spider-Man movie. It is worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2. And you all need to accept it. But Phase 4 has just been a series of either boring movies or atrocious movies that occasionally had good visuals. Multiverse of Madness had some good visuals. Shang-Chi had Shang-Chi was one of the better ones, and it had half a decent movie, and then it turned into Marvel and had some nice visuals. This doesn't have nice visuals. This actually takes the cool visuals from Ant-Man 2 and throws them out the fucking window. And it's so serious, and then it switches over to Rick and Morty jokes that are so badly done. And then it goes back to trying to make you think it's so serious, and it goes on about his villain who's super, super cool, and you're just are you the one with the hammer? I've killed Thor, and it's just you're not that impressive. On the scale of everyone here, you got taken out by ants.
You're all up to date now at this point, right? With the movies that are currently available to buy.
Yeah. I am now, for the first time in years, up to date on the MCU.
So your torch is over for the moment.
Yay.
Unless your friends start making you watch the TV shows.
I don't want to watch them. I've said I don't want to watch them, but I don't know.
Well, you didn't want to watch the other movies, but you've watched them as well. You watched those.
Spider-Verse is coming out. God, I hope that's good. I don't know anything about it. I saw one trailer. I'm not watching anymore because I do not want to start speculating. All I know is Spider-X is in it. And I don't like Spider-X, I have to admit.
My concern is I keep seeing references and cameos, and I'm worried that's going to be the film. I'm really worried.
I want Japanese Spider-Man. I do. But I want it to actually matter. I want a scene where he's there and he's bringing out Leopardon to punch someone in the face. That's how I wanted him to use. I don't want it to be a big group Spider-Man scene, and then it's just there's that Spider-Man. There's that guy. There's PS4 Spider-Man. There's the T-Rex Spider-Man. There's Venom. The blah 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 blah. Just nah. You don't use Leopardon well, or you do not use Leopardon.
You don't want Ready Player One, basically.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried it's going to be a two-parter.
Oh really? Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it's a two-parter, so I don't.
Oh no.
I don't know. Listen, the first movie was amazing, but the first movie also had the problem that it then said, everyone started copying its visual style, and now I'm supposed to tell everyone who's doing that visual style, oh, you're amazing. I'm just well, you're not Disney, which is good, because I'm sick of Disney visuals. But you're also just copying someone else's thing, so... And also, I'm slightly worried they're going to rely on that now. It's the animation's as good as it was, but is the story.
Yeah.
Story of Miles becoming Spider-Man made me like Miles a lot. Because Miles in the comic is a bit generic. I don't have any problem with him per se, but I do not think he like sets the world aflame by being a fascinating and brilliant character. Like, I've read enough Marvel now to know I like Kamala Khan. Like, as a comic book character, she's fun. Miles is just kind of like Miles. Whereas in the movie, it was a really engaging story about this kid who has so much forced on him and in such a short period of time, and is suddenly made aware that there are other people who are doing it better, and he has to lift himself up to or even above their level. And then you add in Peter B, and he was great, and you add in Gwen, and she was great, and even just like Noir and Pig and Penny and everyone else. You have such a big movie to chase. You'd almost been better off by doing an okay movie and them aiming big. Like, I will predict that it is not as good as the first one, but I hope it is still good. Anyway, I've still got a couple of things. So, Geats, episode 36. Which
gone better.
It had an okay fight.
Oh.
They're wheel spinning. They're wheel spinning real damn hard. Basically because they have a new form they're introducing next week, and they didn't have any story in between.
Final form, or is it just another one?
I don't think it'll be. I think it's going to be a prelude to Final Form. I think it's going to be like I think the Final Form is going to be like an upgraded Magnum and upgraded Boost combined, and it looks like the new one's going to be Boost, and it also looks like it's going to be a Berserker form just from like the body language in the trailers. Which I don't mind. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's basically just like a white version of Boost. I don't know. I don't know what this show is trying to do. I'm really worried they are going to keep this bloody format going until the very end of the show.
I mean, why change it now? You know, why change?
Because narratively, you should have changed it about 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. We didn't. We're going to keep going with this until the end, like you say.
It's also, I've really realized, like, unless you're like, Nago has a bit of prominence. Buffa's got loads of prominence. Now, Buffa's really taken over the second writer role. Kawa, who's officially, Typhoon, who's officially the secondary writer, he ain't done much in a real long time. At all. His sister's done more in 2 episodes than he has in like 10.
Is it kind of the question of why you still here kind of thing, because the story doesn't have anything to do with you?
Because like you got Nago and you got Buffa. What are you bringing to the table? Oh, you're the nice one. Cool. Anything else? And I say this, like, the individual episodes are actually well written, and the action direction is really good. It's just, what are you trying to do narratively? Like, they wrap up the Yamato, like the Archimedes, the evil guy who loves Yamato. They wrapped him up, and it was just sort of like, why are you acting like you developed him well as a villain? You didn't. You really, technically, he's been dead for ages. But anyway, I also watched King Oger episode 12, yeah, which was basically giving us our real introduction to our Sixth Ranger and giving us his backstory and giving us the first fight. And King Oger is very, very good.
That's good. At least you got something good tokusatsu-wise coming from Japan. That's good.
The story was good. It's hitting on a trope I'm very, very fond of. It explains why he was kind of talking a lot of bullshit in the last week as well, in an interesting way. There's some very good stuff with the various actors. We find out why Black is still kind of helping out Reckless, still kind of helping out the evil king. After 11 episodes, but to be fair, I didn't think it was badly paced. So, and it's not even like explicitly said. It's just like, oh, I'm reading now. This is why you're not joining up properly with everyone else. Okay, this is why you're still like staying in his pocket. Next episode, we're getting the new mech, God Tarantula, which I've seen the toys of, and that is an amazing looking toy. It looks so posable and so fun, and the robot mode looks so cool. Really, really like it. I have a suspicion about what God Tarantula is, but I might just be barking up completely the wrong tree. And I don't think, like, Six comes away from this, like, very interesting. I think he's still going to be working his own angle and everything. I think very much it's going to be his own game, and I think he's going to come into conflict for a good long while yet, because, again, it's taken 10 episodes for the main 5 to even agree to work together. But yeah, King Oger, highly, highly recommend it. Like I said, I think 1 to 10 is a really good introductory thing to watch and see if you like it. Me, really, for the week. What about you, Andy?
I haven't done a huge amount of stuff. I tried to go to Smith's as well to find cheap boy Megatron. Didn't find him. I went to Games Workshop. Oh no, it wasn't Games Workshop. I went to a model store and picked up the Astro Militarum, or the Imperial Guard Combat Patrol starter set. So I've been doing a lot of building and painting this week and doing that stuff. I decided to do a kind of a fiddly color scheme, at least for me. So I'm trying to do like a blue Arctic, black and white tiger stripe kind of camo. So it's difficult. I'm hopefully getting through it. Haven't done anything else. I've been playing Star Trek Online for streaming. It's fine. You know, it's an MMO. It's free, so can't complain too much. Yeah, I mean, it's an MMO. It's not like gonna blow your mind or anything like that. I was like, yeah, this is fine. And I decided to start watching season 1 and 2 of Enterprise, because I watched 3 and 4. So, well, fuck it, let's go and do 1 and 2 again, because why not? And it's fine, you know, it's not great, but it's like, yeah, it's fun enough, it's entertaining, can't complain. Yeah, not really anything of real girthy interest like you, Mike. Oh, I did watch a movie I hadn't seen before. I watched Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Never seen it before.
You've never seen Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit?
Well, I have now, but I hadn't.
You're a monster.
Well, I have now, so it's fine. It's all good. So it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun little film. My favorite bit is when Rabbit Gromit, the rabbit that has been infected with Wallace-isms, decides to just go upstairs after a big disaster and goes, "Off to bed, Gromit." I'm like, "You little cheeky fucking rabbit bastard. You know I'm in trouble. You can help me."
Jeez, Gromit.
Jeez, Gromit. Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of nice to go back and rewatch a Wallace and Gromit, because it'd been a long time since I'd watched one. It was quite fun as well to look on the models and go, "Oh, there's some thumbprints," because they made out of plasticine. So
I love seeing that. I love seeing that in stop motion.
It's just every now and again, it's just, oh, he's got some crinkles on his face. Why is that? Oh, it's a thumb. Obviously, I'm stupid. Of course, it's a thumb. I'm tempted to go back and rewatch the very first one where they go to the moon, which is made of cheese. Very simple adventure, right? Very simple. Very
it's so
technically
simple in comparison.
Oh yeah,
visually,
it would be.
It's like fascinating to see.
Yeah, kind of tempted to do that. But yeah, the actual film's quite nice. It's it's nothing too taxing, of course, but yeah, it was just like I sat down, watched it, got a few good chuckles, and that was nice. That was a fun little film. Very amusing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to, I'm afraid. Simon Tang sent a message saying, "Now I really don't care about story. I just care if the figures are cool. The media simply brings things to my attention." I assume that's you talking about Kamen Rider, potentially? I wish they do a good figure art. I wish they do a good SH figure art of Prowler. Maybe he's talking about Spider-Verse. But it's not going to happen. Yeah.
I think the new toy line in Smiths is supposed to be quite good for Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I know Sentinel's doing Gwen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Sentinel stuff's always good. They probably won't do villains. They'll probably, especially if they move on to the new Spider-Man movie, it'll just be more Spider-Men's, Spider-People's.
And also, it seems like 2099 is the villain.
Yeah. Poor
and
Miguel.
Him, so.
Yeah, poor Miguel.
I love everyone saying like he's so buff now. It's just like, it's fine. Miguel is like,
no, they're right. Compared to the first movie, where you saw the clip of him at the end, he got broad. He went to like Batman the Animated season 3.
Oh god.
Kind of, the triangle shape. That's he went from like normal build to like the triangle shape of that. he has got a lot buffer than his first. When we first saw him in the teaser for the from the last movie, it's quite interesting to see. But yeah. If there are any questions people have, you can ask them. Until then, Mikey, where can people find you on the internet, baby? Boop, 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 boop.
You can find me on Twitter as IrishPLO, and you can find us on the Moonbase 2 on Twitter, and you can contact us on Facebook and Lipson on Twitter, on Patreon, on CC Bunker, and on the Moonbase2 at gmail.com. We haven't had emails in ages. Piggy Peeves, where you at? Where's our random dinosaur questions? I have no dinosaur questions to answer. Yeah, so if you wanted to give us any feedback or anything, that's a really good way of doing it. Andy, what about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy, the rotten, fleshy kind of boy.ib. And as Mikey said, Moonbase 2 YouTube channel, Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, all the good stuff that he mentioned. We're also on patreon.com, Moonbase 2, and if you do $2 each month, you can help support the show for Moonbase 2 and all that jazz, and just shows and stuff. We're also on the ccbunker.weebly.com. We seem to have no questions, so Mr. Mikey, thank you for coming on board and joining me this week, and thank you, chat, for joining us. If you want to watch us live and talk in the comments section, it's over on the Moonbase 2 Transformers YouTube page, or on my Twitch, which is again Decayed Andy, so you can come and join us 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening. Almost said Saturday, but it's on a Sunday evening.
You can show up on Saturday, but you are not gonna see me here anyway.
Yeah, you're a day early.
You're at an Andy stream then.
Yeah, I usually start at 9 o'clock on a Saturdays. I gave up doing 8 o'clocks. It was a bit too long. I thought 9 was fine. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming on by. Me and Mikey will see you suckers next time. Thank you, Mikey, as I said before. Thank you for joining me.
Walk on by.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Don't trust a cow.
Moo.